In the merry month of May, from me home I parted, left the girls of Toom nearly broken-hearted. Saluted Father dear, kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, me grief and tears to smother. Then off to reap the corn, leave where I was born. I cut a stout black thorn to banish ghosts and goblins. In a brand new pair of bogs, I frightened all the dogs, rattled all the bogs on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turner, down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. In Mullingar that night I rested limbs so weary, started by daylight next morning bright and early. Took a drop of the pure to keep me heart from sinking, that's the Irishman's cue when air is on for drinking. To see the lasses smile, laughing all the while at me curious style, it set me heart a-leaping. They asked if I was hired, the wages I required, till I was almost tired of the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turner, down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. In Dublin next arrived, I thought it such a pity to be so soon deprived of view of that fine city. So I took a stroll all among the quality bundle it was stolen in that neat locality. Then something crossed my mind as I looked behind, the bundle I could find upon me stick a-wobbling. Inquiring of the rogue, he said me Connaught brogue wasn't much in vogue on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turner, down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin. From there I got away, spirits never failing, landed on the quay just as the ship was sailing. Captain at me roared that no room had he, then I jumped on board a cabin found for Paddy. Was down amongst the pigs, I played some funny rigs, danced some hearty jigs, the water round me bubbling. Was then of Holyhead, I wish that I was dead, better off instead on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hunt the hare and turner, down the rocky road and all the way to Dublin.
Early morning dreaming is shattered, one glitter clatter on the flags outside. All knocker up a man tapping on the window, making sure no one's overlied.
Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping rain or fine. Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping down to the mine.
Father yawning, drizzle on a window, more glitter clattering coming downhill. Stairs are creaking, oven door banging, father waiting for Uncle Bill.
Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping rain or fine. Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping down to the mine.
Mum is filling his bottle with water, clatter, glitter, clatter, and a rattle on the latch. Clogs in the lobby, talking quiet, arguing a toss about Sunday's match.
Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping rain or fine. Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping down to the mine. Come on, Billy lad, best get going. Clatter, glitter, clatter, and the front door bang.
Going down to that mucky old coal pit, here pit-a-hat and snapped and clang.
Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping rain or fine. Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping down to the mine. Colliers riding 1,000,000 horses, clatter, glitter, clatter all over the world. Look out! Injuns, the cavalry's coming, picks and shovels and banners unfurled. Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping rain or fine. Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping down to the mine. Buzzers blowing the sound of victory, clatter, glitter, clattering's over and done.
All the world's quiet, sleep is coming. I wish I was a collier, must be fun.
Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping rain or fine. Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping down to the mine. Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping rain or fine. Glittering, clattering, coal hole cavalry, galloping down to the mine.
As the weather vane turned in the northern breeze, dancing clouds of crusty leaves, and the barn doors creaked and chattered away, it seemed as if they knew, it seemed as if they knew. As the sheep lay down in the frosty grass, the frozen pond as clear as glass, and the cattle stood hunched in the open yard, it seemed as if they knew, it seemed as if they knew. And I don't believe that I'm ever gonna feel I belong again. No, I don't believe that I'm ever gonna feel I belong again. So here's to the days when the sun would shine, the fields were alive at harvest time, when nothing in the world meant more to me. That farming land is all of who I am. I barely took me breakfast down, the auctioneers arrived from town, and the country vultures hoarded round. The northern wind it blew, and the northern wind it blew. As the flasks of tea were passed around, the cattle and sheep heard the sound, as the auction mallet kept bearing down. The northern wind it blew, and the northern wind it blew. And I don't believe that I'm ever gonna feel I belong again. No, I don't believe that I'm ever gonna feel I belong again. So here's to the days when the sun would shine, the fields were alive at harvest time, when nothing in the world meant more to me. That farming land is all of who I am. And slowly so the day crept on, the hay was sold, the tractor's gone, and I've never known pain to last that long. It tore me quite in two, it tore me quite in two. And the last indignity to meet, the final bids, the sale complete, as they sold the land beneath my feet. It tore me quite in two, it tore me quite in two. And I don't believe that I'm ever gonna feel I belong again. No, I don't believe that I'm ever gonna feel I belong again. So here's to the days when the sun would shine, the fields were alive at harvest time, when nothing in the world meant more to me. That farming land is all of who I am. And here's to the days when the sun would shine, the fields were alive at harvest time, when nothing in the world meant more to me. That farming land is all of who I am. And the farming man is all I'll ever be.
And it goes like, the wind blew cold and lonely across that widow's moor, and she never ever turned away a traveller from the door. It's a bit bawdy, I have to say that, you know. And that chorus goes like this. The wind blew cold and lonely across that widow's moor, and she never ever turned away a traveller from the door. Shall I try it? And the wind blew cold and lonely across that widow's moor, she never ever turned away a traveller from the door. High upon the lonely moor a widow she lived alone, well in she kept, and as she slept a pillow heard her moan. Oh, many years the traveller has spent the night with me, but there's not a man in all creation gives content to me. Well, most can manage once or twice, others make 3 or 4, but it seems to me a rarity is the man who can do more. I'll do anything to find him in heaven or in hell. And as these words were spoken, she heard the front door bell. And the wind blew cold and lonely across that widow's moor, and she never ever turned away a traveller from the door. So boldly then the widow she ran, the door did open wide, and as she did a tall and handsome stranger stepped inside. She gave him bread and brandy, and when the tea was fed, he says, me dear, now have no fear, it's time to come to bed. For I've heard you call way down below, and I've come to see you right, but you must come to hell with me if I can last the night. She says, you're handy devil, to this bargain I'll agree. Or hell on earth, or hell in hell, it's all the same to me. The wind blew cold and lonely across that widow's moor, and she never ever turned away a traveller from the door. And when they both fell into bed, the devil he's working well, and he thought before the night would end that she'd be in his hell. When they came to number 9, the widow cried encore, and when the 12th time came around, again she cried for more. At 26 the devil felt compelled to take a rest, but the widow she says, come raise your head and put me to the test. At 65 the widow laughed, again she cried, and the devil says, well I can see just how your husband died. Wind blew cold and lonely across the widow's moor, she never ever turned away a traveller from the door. Well, at 99 the devil he began to cry and weep. He says, I'll give you anything if you'll only let me sleep. Before the morning light was up the devil hobbled home. The widow still not satisfied, once more was left alone. Lay there on a pillow and she thought on 99. If only that old devil could have made it one more time. I'll call him up again tonight to see what can be done. With a little more application he could have made the ton. And the wind blew cold and lonely across that widow's moor, she never ever turned away a traveller from the door. When she called to him that night, no devil did appear. For the first time in eternity, the devil he shook with fear. He says, of all the torments I've witnessed here in hell, I never knew what suffering was till I rung your front door bell. And the wind blew cold and lonely across that widow's moor, and she never ever turned away a traveller from the door. Yes, the wind blew cold and lonely across that widow's moor, and she never ever turned away a traveller from the door.
Remember